Welcome to the Echo Tips podcast. In today's episode, we're going to be dealing with the topic recipes. That's right. Creating those wonderful, delicious dishes and foods and desserts and all that good stuff. All right. Probably very appropriate. Our previous episode dealt with food facts, but today we're going to be dealing with recipes and some interesting ways to surface that information that's perhaps easier than in times past. But before we get into the details of how all those things work together, we're going to go to a brief message about our podcast, and then we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by the New Vision program at Goodwill. We're also grateful for the kind use of WVTF Studios. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments living in Southwest Virginia. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving the New River, Roanoke, and Shenandoah Valleys of Virginia. Goodwill's mission services help individuals with disabilities and disadvantages to get back to work and gain greater independence. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Hello, I'm David Ward, an assistive technology instructor, and we welcome you back here to our podcast. And especially if you're listening for the first time, we welcome you here for the first time. And if you've been listening for a while, we're glad to have you guys back with us as well. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be talking about food recipes and dishes and things you can cook. Now, in season 1, we discussed a really fantastic recipe skill called All Recipes. And so feel free to look back at that. It's pretty amazing, but it looks like they've integrated the ability to pull from their resources. Amazon has in more creative ways and simple ways. And so it's pretty cool. Now today in our demonstrations, I'm going to be using here in the studio an Amazon Echo Show that has a built-in screen in the front. So when you have a device like that, you have the added ability to see stuff on the screen, maybe enlarge it on the screen with the zoom feature. You might have an idea what the dish might look like and some of those kind of details. But you should be able to access most of the verbal components the same way on any Echo. In other words, she's going to verbally tell you, just like she did on season 1 with the All Recipes skill. But there might be some subtle differences, but we're just going to give it a try here. But before I do that, it would be good for you to shut the ears off on your Echo so that when I'm doing the demonstrations here in our studio, we're not triggering your Amazon Echo at home, especially if it's in the same room with you, or if you're listening to this tutorial on your Echo, that might mess things up. So just give you a second to do that, so you can just shut the ears off. On the top of your Echo, it's a little button that has a silhouetted microphone with a slash through it. If you press it, it'll make a thump sound, and it'll turn the ring all red on top. If you're using an Amazon Echo that has the screen on it, like a show, if the screen is facing you, it's going to be the button on the top left. Okay? So just give you a second to press that. And okie dokie. So hopefully everybody's had a chance to do that now. All right. So let's learn about recipes. So here's something just terribly simple. Alexa, give me a chicken recipe.
Okay. For chicken, here's a few recipes. Chicken parmesan. Crispy chicken thighs with garlicky spinach.
Ooh.
Chicken broccoli and rice casserole.
That sounds good too.
Restaurant-style buffalo chicken wings. And lots more.
Now, right now it's visually displaying those recipes on my screen. It may give you numbers when you're listening without a screen. But I'm just going to say, Alexa, number 1.
Chicken parmesan from All Recipes takes 1 hour to make and has 4.8 stars with over 2,200 ratings. You can ask me to add the ingredients to your shopping list, or say start recipe, and I'll walk you through the recipe step by step.
Alexa, ingredients.
Here are the ingredients to make 4 servings of chicken parmesan. 4 skinless, boneless chicken breast halves. Salt and freshly ground black pepper to taste. 2 eggs. 1 cup panko bread crumbs, or more as needed. Half cup grated Parmesan cheese. 2 tablespoons all-purpose flour, or more if needed. 1 cup olive oil for frying. Half cup prepared tomato sauce.
Alexa,
1/4 cup.
stop. So that's pretty simple, but it gives you a pretty powerful way of surfacing some of that information from the All Recipes. And I don't know, they might be pulling from other resources as well, but as you can tell, it's pretty versatile. Almost like the skill we demonstrated in Season 1, the ability to give you specific cooking directions, and in my case, I asked for ingredients. So pretty cool how you could surface all that. Pretty cool. All right, so that just kind of brings that all home. In our next episode, we're going to be talking about notes. And I don't know if that's really the best name for the next episode, but it's the ability for you to take down a note about something very specific, like you could say, remember my password is yada, yada, yada. And then later, 2 weeks later, a month later, you can come back and say, hey, lady, what's my password to such and such? And she'll verbalize the password. Or anything that you want to kind of remember offhand. Deals with this notes feature on the Amazon Echo. So we'll deal with that in our next episode. But until that time, it's time to turn your microphone back on your Amazon Echo. Start practicing some of the many things that you've learned. I'm David Ward for the New Vision program at Goodwill, signing off, and we thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. In conclusion, let me tell you a thing or two. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and it is also made possible in part by a grant from Community Foundation serving Western Virginia. And there's more. We're also grateful for the kind use of WVTF Studios. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments living in Southwest Virginia. For more information, check out our website at goodwillvalleys.com/newvision, with no spaces. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving the New River, Roanoke, and Shenandoah Valleys of Virginia. Goodwill's mission programs help individuals with disabilities and disadvantages to get back to work and gain greater independence. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Thanks for listening.